All right, cool. Um, so last night I was working on the. Let me just show you. Last night I was working on the. What the heck is going on? Hey, hey, Asas. Alright. Oh, I need to put a loader there. You saw how it went blank for quite some time. It was actually loading. I've been planning to do that. I have to put a loader there. So last night I was working on the ability to upvote and download that functionality, right? So you would know that this week, the week of, I still need to start this. Damn it! I still need to start this. So you would know that from Monday, the goal for this week was to finish being functionality to add a question as well as ask a question. That is done for past papers. So everything has to be replicated for module topics. But right now that is done for past papers, right? So as you can see, this thing. Sure, let's just put it here. As you can see, is that this is just an example question, listen. So that question has been asked, and then I also added a beautiful comments, right? Man, this is a lot. But yeah, let's focus. And then, as you can see, there are two answers here. So this is the first answer. This is the first answer. It has two code snippets, and then this is the second answer. Right? So obviously, I'm not logged in. I can't see the form to add a new answer. But if I was to log in, sign in, then I'm gonna see the form. So all this functionality, I worked on it this week. So that's great. Last night, I then started working on the functionality to upvote and downvote. And I'll explain this and its importance. So let's just give it a moment to load. I'm still in dev mode. So as you can see, so it's gonna take some time to load. So you see now you can then add an answer, right? Cool. So all of that is done. So I was testing this functionality here, upvoting and downvoting for both a question and the answer that has been provided, right? So there's a lot that has to be done here. There's a lot of business logic that has to be implemented just to upvote, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So when you upvote, right, it has to calculate, take into consideration rather, module reputation for the user who posted, the author, as well as user reputation. So it has to calculate all of those things. That logic, I've already done it, right? And then once that is done, it then has to reward the author. Because remember, with each upvote, right, it means that you contributed something of value to the platform. The next person, the next member of the community found your post to be useful, and they're upvoting you to say thank you for adding this to the platform. Cool beans. But now, as a way to thank you, the platform then says, business logic now, then says we're going to reward you in monetary value, meaning that we're going to say, because you've been upvoted, then maybe we give you 1 point. I don't really remember how much 1 point is. We can look it up, right? I don't really remember. That's a lot of things going through my mind. But now, if we were to check how much how much does 1 point worth? So 1 point is worth 10 cents, right? So now you can think about it. For after 10 upvotes, you're then gonna have 1 rand, right? I'll talk about this, but just a side note. So you'll see that the value of point per rand monetary value is very low, and there's a reason for this. So right now, Study Center, I'm self-funding everything, meaning that hosting fees, everything is coming from out of my pocket. So I cannot afford to make this amount high. But the idea is that over time, as time goes on, given that people find it useful, find the platform useful, and they start actually using it, right? As the users increase, grow, then I'll get to a point where then I also increase this amount here, this amount per point, because you know that with many reward based systems, they start very high because they're trying to attract you come to our platform, and they have chances are they have that like really good funding, so they have that flexibility to start at a very high price to say no, for just doing this we're gonna give you like maybe 50 rands, right? And then people flock to that platform simply because of, I know if I can refer Samang Mang to this platform, I'm gonna get this reward. This is not gonna be the case, right? So the platform will thank you, but right now that price is just gonna be very little. But over time you're gonna make quite some money, right? So this is just a way to say thank you for the contribution that you've made to the platform. I think that is worth a reward, right? Because you've contributed something to the platform, something that's of importance. You're adding value for the next person. So we shouldn't just say your reputation increases. Obviously, with higher reputation, there are a lot of privileges that are gonna come, things that I'll discuss at a later stage. But right now, I just wanna break this down here. So, yeah, but now listen. Let's come back to this. Upvoting and downvoting. So you'll see upvote, it says this question shows research effort. It is useful and clear. Downvote, this question does not show research effort. It is unclear and not useful. Makes pretty much sense. Makes sense. And then let's look at an answer. An answer that says this answer is useful. This answer is not useful. That's straightforward, right? So another thing is that with votes, obviously a lot of Q&A platforms online utilize this functionality, and it's just a way to filter through the noise. Imagine we have 1,000 answers, that would be really nice. But imagine we have about 10 answers, right? You always want the top answer to be the one that's most useful. And I saw that Twitter is now testing this functionality with the replies of a tweet, whereby they want people to be able to upvote and downvote them. But that is behavior that was established a long time ago. And again, I'm never going to hide this. Study Center is truly inspired by Stack Overflow. I think what Jeff and Joel, the founders of Stack Overflow, what they were able to do, it's truly remarkable. So it's as if I'm piggybacking off. Is that what they say? Literally studying everything that they've done and bringing it to Study Center. I'm never going to hide this fact. This is a fact that exists. Let me just do something. I need to log off something. Okay, cool. Just give me 2 seconds. Right. So that's that. And then, again, I've been drifting off. So let's come back to this thing. This upvote and downvote. My challenge is right now, I'm thinking of removing the ability to upvote and downvote. Simply because if tomorrow this has to be deployed, so version 0, whatever you want to call it, the first version is being deployed tomorrow, the 20th of May, right? So now, if I deploy with that, the functionality to upvote and downvote, it's going to do 2 things, right? Number one, it's going to make sure that, let's say, right? I can post the question here, irrespective of how stupid that question is. Then I tell my friends, hey guys, please go to that platform. Let's say maybe I have 10 friends. Please go to that platform. I'm going to keep posting a bunch of questions, useless questions, because currently there are no moderators. But obviously, I'm going to moderator at a later stage. And I'm the only one right now. So chances are I won't be able to moderate everything, right? But let's just say, hypothetical. I have 10 friends. I talk to them. Chidas, here's the plan. We're all going to go to this platform. We're each going to post 10 questions, and we're going to respond to one another's questions. And then every time we upvote ourselves, right? So we upvote each other's question and answers. At the end of the day, you find that the gent made an easily, let's say maybe 10 rand. It's not a lot of money, but it's quite a lot if you think about it. This breaks the integrity of the system, because now the next person who's actually looking for a useful answer, they're not going to find useful answer. They're just going to find a lot of garbage that was posted onto the platform by people who are just looking to make a quick buck. Right? Remember that this is not paid. Study Center is going to be free, completely free, and you're going to make money off it, through your contributions. So now this guy figures this out like early days. I can't stop them. I'm going to have to pay them their money because they contributed something, even if though it's garbage, but they did make a contribution to the platform. And the rules clearly states that everything that you contribute, you're going to get paid. Label. So that's my first problem. But now, say I remove it. How do we then still make sure that someone can know, okay, this question is 5 votes or whatever, right? So now, I'm thinking that for tomorrow's deployment, this is something that I just thought. For tomorrow's deployment, I'm gonna remove this functionality to upvote and downvote. I'm not gonna include it. It's not gonna be included in tomorrow's deployment. Chances are, again, not a lot of people are gonna be using this for the first few days, or even first few months, or even the first couple of years. But just to make sure that, to prevent garbage and a lot of noise being on the platform, because I'm thinking the whole aim is to make sure that the platform is always useful for people, right? So I'm gonna remove the functionality to upvote and downvote for the first deployment, right? And then maybe during the weekend I'll get a chance to work on it. But for the first deployment, I'm gonna remove it just to be on the safe side, just to make sure that someone doesn't access it. And this is just me being so ambitious. Sorry. Within the first few days, there's someone that actually gonna access the platform. But I rather be safe than it's guys. I rather make sure that even if there's that one person, they still cannot post garbage for the sake of making money. Again, that 10 cent might look like a small amount, but it's a lot of money if you think about all of the ways that you can keep getting it. Like, it's easy to make 100 rand from those 10 rands. 10 cents. It's easy. So anyone can do it. With enough time and determination, you can find. I can get to a place where I'm paying out 100 rand to someone, and then when you go to the platform, nothing that they've contributed is useful, right? Again, another reason why I want to deploy while we have all of these issues is because tomorrow is the 20th of May, right? Meaning that second semesters are in progress. Meaning that there are students that are looking for past papers. Remember that Study Center also allows you to download past papers, right? There are students that are looking for past papers. So why not give them that functionality while I figure out this upvoting and downvoting? Why must I sit with something that's already done for the mere fact that I want to figure out some upvoting and downvoting? Give them the functionality to discuss questions if they want to discuss, while I work on the upvoting and downvoting. Look, 212 already has past papers published. These are past papers that I have been collecting throughout the years, and I've published them. So why not give the student that's looking for these past papers the ability to download them? You see, from 2000, all of these is published. You can easily download it, But now I'm just gonna say, hey, I'm sitting with it because I still want to do that. Nah, that's not fair, and that really is against a lot of rules that you have to follow when you build something, right? You always have to deploy whatever is deployable, right? So I'm gonna remove that. I'm gonna remove the functionality to upvote and downvote, and yeah, tomorrow's deployment won't include that. That's my thing. So it was just taking time because I'm still in dev mode. But as you can see, this is the question paper for 2000, the year 2000. But now they are waking. Hey guys, time flies. That was so random. So yeah, but that was very random. Time flies. But yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, what I said was so random. Jeez. Right. So okay, in conclusion, too long did not read. In conclusion, I'm going to deploy tomorrow without the functionality to upvote and downvote, right? And I think I'll also disable here because this profile page is still not nice. So I'll also disable that. Yeah, I think that's enough for tomorrow. Let's have something out there that anyone can use if they want to use, if there's a need for them to use it. This 16 minutes, that's a long video. But yeah, I was just talking bullshit, man. Alright, sharp.